Hey people of VC, it's Andy, Cloudy and Wilder. This video is all about saying a big thank you to everybody who entered my 1,000 subs contest. So I got about 55 entries, and it was far too many to make a short contest drawing video and give everybody a shout out and a personal thank you for taking the time to enter my contest. And one of the questions that I asked in my contest was to give me a song recommendation, and I thought it would be great to actually give you some feedback on what I thought about those songs. Now, I said this in the contest drawing video. I thought at most I'd maybe get about 20, 25 at the very most entries, and my intention was to make a mixtape and listen to those and obviously still do this video. But the fact that I had 50, I ended up making, what have we got? 4 mixtapes. I called the tapes Something Borrowed. We've got Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, and Volume 4. And this is a great way for me to consume music while I'm working away. I have a playlist with every single song that you guys recommended, and there's a link to it here, but I'm trying to strip myself up. But I can't listen to a playlist because there's nearly 6 hours worth of music here, and I can't listen to a playlist in that way. I need something a little bit more consumable, some bite-sized chunks, and 45 minutes of a C90 is a perfect length to have a listen, digest what I'm hearing, and I've made some notes as I've gone along, and I'm going to pop up a little graphic up here, and on that graphic will be a mention of the channel that recommended me the song name, the album it came from, the artist, and the year it came out. There's also going to be color coded as well, so I'm using like a traffic light system. If you see a green background, that means I thought the song was really good, and I would quite happily explore more of that artist's work. If you see it kind of in amber, it means the song was okay, but it didn't really blow me away. And if you see the red background, it means it just wasn't the song for me. Now, please don't get offended if the song you recommended pops up in red. It's not a reflection on you at all. Some people know my taste very well and picked a song that they pretty much sure I would try. Some people experimented a bit more. Some people didn't know my taste at all, so their recommendation was a little bit more, out there. And some of those I loved, some of those I didn't. There's 50 or 60 songs here. I'm not going to like them all, and I'm not going to lie to you and say I do like them. But as I say, don't get offended. It's just a bit of fun. Some of these I've only listened to twice at the most, and it's difficult to make up my mind fully. In fact, one or two of the songs, when I was actually going back and colour coded them, I changed my mind. So it doesn't mean to say I won't change some of the greens to reds, reds to greens, what have you. But take this video with a pinch of salt, even. Enjoy your shout out. Thank you for entering, and let's dive in. Otherwise, with 50 odd songs, this is going to take forever. So this is just in the order that things fit on the cassettes or what have you. So not necessarily the order that people entered the contest. So the first one, Nathan at Metal Down Under, he recommended a Japanese band called Love Bites and the song Thunder Vengeance, released in 2020. I love this song. It was full-on frantic modern heavy metal, just the sort of thing I like. Really good fist pumping song. Next up, Jim Davies. He recommended a US metal band called Pounder of the song Hard Road to Home. Now, as soon as I heard this, to me they sound a lot like Iron Savior, so it's kind of Euro power metal, but not the kind of symphonic side. Sort of think Iron Savior, Halloween, Gamma Ray. If you like those kind of bands, then I think you'll like Pounder. JC Rock and Metal Reviews. He went kind of old school on me, and he chose Sepultura and Dead Embryonic Cells. Now, I don't know Sepultura. They're one of those bands that I heard a little bit of a long time ago, decided they weren't for me, but I really liked this song. And in fact, I've gone on eBay and I bought a bundle of Sepultura CDs to digest a bit further, so that was a great recommendation. Gordon, so some of the names up here may well be different because some people have changed their channel names, and the subscriber count as well, you'll see up here. That's just what it was at the time I captured it. Now I've got Gordon Donaldson written down because that was the name of his channel in these notes I've got, but I know it's a different name up there. Gordon made his first video for my contest, so that was really good, and he recommended the song Blood on Satan's Claw by Reverend Bizarre from 2003. Check out Gordon's channel. He'd also done a video on Reverend Bizarre very recently. A Brand New Band on Me. Love the song. Great choice, that. Mark over at Wandering Souls webzine. He chose My Charcoal Heart by Officium Trist from 2007, a Dutch death doom band. It was okay. What I say here, I said great music, kind of haunting, but yeah, the vocals, it kind of had a harsh, clean vocals, and clean vocals were really good. Didn't really get on with the harsh vocals, so probably not a band I would pursue further, but as one song, yeah, that was cool. The Bold Metal Nerd, he had a couple of choices. I went with the I'm on a Marth because it was the shorter one, and I was running out of tape space. And the song he chose was Deceiver of the Gods from 2013, sort of Swedish melodic death metal, but not for me. I just don't get the vocals at all. I just don't understand why people choose to sing that way. So thanks for the recommendation, but still, I'm on a Marth, not for me. I didn't think I'd like that one, and I was right. Tated Lord 87, Tony. His choice was Survival Instinct, the artist, and the song I Will Never Die. Canadian thrash metal. I thought I was going to love it from the cover when I saw the cover of the album, but to be honest with you, the music just seemed all over the place. It was fast. It was a bit deathy. I didn't like the vocals. I didn't mind the slower parts to it though, if that's any consolation, Tony. But sorry, that song wasn't for me. A new channel for me, Physical Format Rock and Roll. Recommended a song Enter My Mind by Drain STH. I really like the song. It's sort of straight up more sort of US metal from 1999. All female band, modern heavy metal, very heavy bass, but the vocals really suited the music, so that was a great suggestion. Enjoyed that one. Mega Jeff Rock Mac recommended Please Me Tease Me by Shanghai. You could probably tell by the name of the song, Please Me Tease Me, that it's kind of like a hair metal band, but thoroughly enjoyable song. That one straight off from the intro, just the Please Me Tease Me, you know it's going to be a banger, and it didn't disappoint. My good mate Mike Metal Mickey, he went for some sort of thrash groove metal from 1993, Souls at Zero, Welcome to the 90s. When I saw a description of this, when I checked it out on YouTube, it described it as polka metal. So I had no idea what I was letting myself in for, but it works. It works. It's definitely got a bit of polka dancing style music in there, but do check it out. It's a very, very catchy song. Thanks, Mike. Chris Proofy, Musically Obsessed, one of the winners of my contest. Sorry, spoilers if you haven't already seen it, but you know, where have you been? Chris was the first prize winner of the contest, and he recommended a song called Tear the House Down by Hurricane Alice. I'm not quite sure if that's supposed to be a play on words or something, but there we go. It's from 1990. Again, a sort of hair metal band, sort of raucous MTV metal. It was fun, enjoyable song, really good, well worth checking out. Thomas over at Merciful Metal, he went sort of old school Dutch metal from 1985, and he chose Iron on Iron by Emerald. Really like that song. He did mention that the vocals might not be for everybody. They're high pitched, but they're like high pitched in that 80s way where it sounds kind of ridiculous, that vocal style, but love it, really worked well with it. Steve, Headbanger Zulu UK. This was the only song out of the, 62 songs that I was recommended that I had heard before. And Steve kind of went a bit safe. He went for Deep Purple and the song Burn. Steve's a massive fan of Deep Purple, but I am not. And what compounds the fact is I hate David Coverdale as well. So we had kind of a double whammy. So I did give it another go, Steve, but yeah, haven't changed my mind at all, I'm afraid, sorry. And if people wonder why I don't like Deep Purple, it's not a secret. It's the John Lord's organs just... if there was a mix, people talk about Metallica, and if there was a mix that had Jason Newsted bass in it on Justice for All, I kind of wish there was a Deep Purple without John Lord on it, but I know that's a controversial viewpoint, but there we go. Stand Up and Shout Entertainment, he chose Heavy Metal Angels by Heavy Load. 1982, Swedish metal, great sort of new wave of British heavy metal, chugging guitars, great stuff. Mr. Boulder, he went down the death metal side, and I was expecting a few death metal, black metal recommendations, and I was kind of expecting just to not like them, but I did like this song, Out of Hand by Entombed, 1993 Swedish death metal, but it's not how I would define death metal, so I don't know if that's just a bit of an outlier and that's why you chose it, but yeah, I enjoyed that song. Brendan von Doom, Sacrifice the Bitch by Satanica, 2014 Italian blackened thrash metal. This one's only just a green. Good energy, blackened vocals on it, so yeah, good choice. Bad English Rex. Now this is, I fully expected him to choose a Finnish metal band. He didn't let me down. This is from 2019. And let me see if I can butcher this. So the band name is Taranti, and the song name is Julep Yora. I've been listening to the song, I think that's how they pronounce it. Julep Yora. It's 80s metal music, but if you told me this was actually recorded in the 80s, I believe you. They did a great job of making it sound exactly like that. Song's sung in Finnish, but that doesn't take anything away from the song at all. Ron Haggerty's A Vinyl Sanctuary. You've seen green. When I first did this first listen, it was amber bordering on red. I thought it was a bit dull and mournful, to be honest with you, but from a second listen, Footprints by Warning from 2006, UK Doom, very traditional tune, but I changed my mind. I had my original notes are still down here, but I wouldn't want to listen to a whole album worth, but it's a good song. I can't get away from it, and it just took me a couple of listens to tune into it and really appreciate it. Next up, from Aaron Muther Alamer, he chose a song called Bastard by Strip Mine. This is another US thrash groove band from 1993. The song was released. It's a good song, melodic, groovy thrash. Really enjoyed it. The Vinyl Orchard, he chose a song by a band I'm very familiar with, but not a song I'm familiar with. So he chose a song by Trust called L'Elite. This is from their first album, 1979. It's sort of French hard rock. I knew I'd like this one, but I just hadn't heard the song, and it's a great recommendation. Next two are from non-video makers. First one was Alexis Rue, maybe. So he chose a song that was quite hard for me to get hold of, actually, to get a download for it. The song's Wall Street Rats by DDT. Never heard of them before. They're a Canadian metal band. Good, from 1989. Good late 80s commercial sounding heavy metal. The images I could find of it online, where I could find something to download, just showed like a cassette inlay. So I think it was maybe a demo cassette or something. It's got a very demo feel to it, but it's a really good song, quite high energy, really catchy. Mike Potter. I thought this would be a green. I like Sleep. I never heard of the song Antarcticans Thawed before, but it gets an amber because well, it's heavy and atmospheric stoner doom. It's very good in parts, but at 14 odd minutes, it's just too long, and I was getting on my nerves by the end of it. So some great parts in that. I already have one of the Sleep albums, and I would probably get more, but as I say, a 14-minute song in that style kind of just got a bit monotonous. Darcy, Six Strings Nine Lives, got third place in the contest. He went for a modern thrash song from an old school thrash band. He went for Be None the Wiser by Accuser, that was released last year. It's a great song, sort of melodic thrash metal, heavy but not necessarily sort of super fast. Really good song. That's an album that I will be looking out to get soon. Christian Azario, my friend from Chile, he gave me a couple of options. I went for Dexter Ward, Rendezvous with Destiny. This is from 2016. It's a band from Greece, straight up heavy metal, new wave of traditional heavy metal. Reminded me a bit of one of my favourite UK traditional heavy metal bands, Toledo Steel. Liked it a lot. G-Rock, he went down sort of more the UK hard rock route and chose Gun, Take Me Down. Gun, a good Scottish band. I've got one of their albums, Swagger. Hadn't heard anything from them in a long time, but that was really, really good. That's an album I may well look to pick up. Rachel, the Music Mom, VC. She actually didn't pick a song. She picked a band called Project Gemini. I could only actually find one song on the whole of the internet that I could actually get hold of, and it was called An Ordinary Day. So I chose that one. It wasn't, I don't think it was from either of the albums that you showed, Rachel, but there we go. So this song's 2017, but it's kind of prog rock, and I'm not prog rock person. It's do you know what? The song sounds incredibly well produced. I could absolutely see why people would like it. It's just not my type of music, not for me. So that's why it's on the red. Not, the red doesn't mean it's a bad song. It just means it's not a song that I like. The Death Doom metalhead Liam, he chose a Lucifero by The Heil. This is 2018 Dutch doom metal. It's slow and it's moody, clean vocals, really, really good song. Never heard of them before. Grease Paint and Monkey Brains. Chris has had many different channel names, and he comes and goes. I don't think he likes subs, because I think when he gets to a certain number he deletes his channel and then starts again. But he's a great guy. He chose Breathe by Ministry from 1989. I'd never really checked out Ministry before. I don't know why. Maybe because they kind of have that industrial feel, and when they were at their heyday, I hated that industrial feel sound. But I really enjoyed the song that you recommended, so thanks for that one. Nasty Metal Productions. Now, he chose an absolute banger of a song. This is The Invasion of the Lords by Power Lord, from 1989 US power metal band, I guess you'd describe them as. Absolutely love that song. Great stuff. I'll have to try and get hold of that album. I don't have any Power Lord in my collection. Michael Addison, he chose a progressive black metal song. Again, not really my cup of tea. This is Ananon, Earth Tomb. What did I say? I said it was growly and doomy. If this is what progressive rock, black metal, sounds like. Okay, I mean, the song sounded really well put together, but again, just not my cup of tea, I'm afraid. The Fire Burns Within. The Crown by Shiraz Lane. Yeah, good song. Finnish hard rock from 2018. Was quite sort of uplifting, good hard rock. What's not to like? Zet Pearl, VK, he chose Wofat and the song Nightcomer from 2016. I'd heard of the name Wofat, but never ever heard any of their songs before, so I really enjoyed this one. It's a bit long, but it's catchy stoner rock, stoner metal. Did kind of fall into the background as I was listening, but that's no bad thing. And background music's good. I can listen to when I'm working without getting distracted. Brian over at Cosmic Vinyl, he chose Judgment Night by R.I.P. I'd never heard of this song, but funnily enough, when he after his recommendation, I picked up my copy of, I think it was Iron Fist, or maybe it's the new yeah, Iron Fist, the new Iron Fist magazine, and there was a whole article about RAP. So that was a good coincidence. Loved the song, really, really good. Sort of doomy metal, chuggy doomy epic metal. Very well done, worth checking out. Uncommon Pallor. You chose the song, where are we now? Matricide by Droid. Canadian thrash. Yeah, it was a good song. It's not what I would call thrash, and where I've categorized these into these subgenres, I've got them from Discogs, so you may not class it as thrash either. I don't know. I can't remember how you described it, but I enjoyed the song. Where are we up to? Too long a list here. B-sides. Chose a punk song. Don't really like punk, but to be fair, she's not into metal at all, really. The song was called Care Bear by Murphy's Law. Sort of more sort of punk, hardcore. Don't mind a bit of old school UK punk, or a bit of the Ramones, that kind of thing. But yeah, song wasn't for me. I won't be checking out any more from that band. But again, thanks for the recommendation. I would never have heard it and check them out had you not given it. Jeffrey Rusnock, sorry, he went with Ultimatum. Lots of people on the VC know Ultimatum, Puppet of Destruction. Familiar with the band, hadn't heard that song before. Yeah, good, kind of thrashy song. Love the solos on it. Clarkovision, she went for some new wave of traditional heavy metal by a song called Slave Grinder by Screamer, Swedish metal from 2019. What's not to like? This is right in my wheelhouse. Really, really good song. Jeff's Various Vinyl. He went for The Horned Goddess by The Sword. From 2006, US stoner doom band. Yeah, good song. Not fantastic, but certainly listenable. I've heard a little bit of the song before. I don't have any in my collection, but that may change. Gunwitch 72. He chose a Demon and Wizards song. I'm not a big fan of Demon and Wizards, though I hadn't heard the song Heaven Denies before. 1999 off their debut album. German sort of power metal band. I think they're a mixture of Blind Guardian and Iced Earth, if I remember rightly. Why did I put Amber? I'm not really a fan of the vocals, and it's a little bit too European power metal-y for my my taste. I prefer something like Iron Savior or Primal Fear. He also had the best answer to the part 4 of my my questions about something wedding related. He went a little bit left field and very, very funny. Corey just add vinyl. Crush the Black Cross by Purgatory. I knew from the cover when he showed up the album that I was going to love it. It's 1986. It's US metal, straight up heavy metal, short, sharp, barking vocals, real kick in the face. Great stuff. Matt over at the Accusation Network. He's got a contest going on as well at the moment, so worth checking out. He went for The Small Hours by Holocaust, The Small Hours being the song that most people know, including myself, by Metallica. They did on the Garage Days Revisited EP. I thought I heard the original, but I'm not so sure. The song by Holocaust, I think, was only available as a live version originally, and that's the version I downloaded and listened to, but it's really, really good. Really, really good. Not too different from the version that Metallica did, so pretty true to form. Ghost 69 from Brazil. He chose a Brazilian band, which is good. I like it when people choose things from their country. The song's We Are Metal by Mofo. 2017. It's a thrasher piece. Punk style vocals, fast and furious. Brilliant song. Raul Serrano, he actually went for a Blind Guardian song called Majesty. I'm not a fan of Blind Guardian. I didn't mind that song though. Good track. But the reason it's amber is I know it's not a band I'm going to pursue. I've had some Blind Guardian in my collection before and passed it on because it wasn't my cup of tea. So one or two songs here or there is not going to change my mind and get me buying their back catalogue. So thanks for the suggestion, but not for me. Aussie, 68,000. Again, this is a French thrash song. He's from France, so again, great that a victim of disaster by Nomad was chosen. Like the music, didn't like the vocals. Sorry, bit too guttural for my my ears, I'm afraid. Low Noise Jason Skills chose a song called Hellhounds by Black Mass from 2017. US thrash metal. Just sounds like good old school thrash metal. A little bit blackened maybe, but really cool stuff. Metal Miners, new channel, father and son team. Now they went for the Death Doom, and that can be really hit or miss with me. There's some bits I quite like, some bits I don't. You can tell because it's red. This one wasn't for me. Solothus and The Watcher. Yeah, musically okay, just the vocals didn't like at all. But thanks for the recommendation. Now I know to avoid Solothus. Thanks. Todd Guy, the Thrashing Zombie. He went for US metal Betrayal by a Spellcaster from 2016. Slow-paced melodic heavy metal. Mark G with a C, one of my fellow cohorts on the Contact in Blood. He went for some Brazilian metal as well, and the band he chose was Dark Witch and the song Blood Sentence. Really enjoyed that one. Mark knows my taste pretty well, so he told me I would like it, and he wasn't wrong. Sort of modern, epic, heavy metal. Great choice. Steve Bender, the Zonk Man. Now, he went for a symphonic metal song, and that's always going to be hard to please me, I'm afraid. This band, Surma, are from the Czech Republic, and the song was Reveal the Light Within. Yeah, way too symphonic, and I mean, the female vocalist, she's got an absolutely beautiful voice, but it's just not the style that I really like, unfortunately. So yeah, that one's not for me. Roberts on my turntable. He went for Opeth, and now I've often thought about maybe trying to get into Opeth, but never really dived in. He chose the song Sorceress from this album of the same name. Now, I inadvertently downloaded the song Sorceress 2 to start with, and was completely confused why someone would recommend a song like that for a metal subgenre, but then realised my mistake, and that quickly went from a red to a green. Really like this song, and I will definitely need to check out a little bit more from Sorceress, certainly from this album. Singers reminded me a lot about the guy from Grand Magus. So I'll just be listening to some Grand Magus there, which is not surprising as they're both Swedish bands. Karabi Crew J, Frankie, unsurprisingly the biggest Jerry Cantrell fan in the world, chose a song by him, Anger Rising. Not really heard any Jerry Cantrell before either, and yeah, enjoyed it. Really good pick. Glenn Calloway from The Basement, another guy that's not really a metal guy, so I think he was a bit limited in what he could choose, and he went for a Rush song. Now, Rush, a bit like Deep Purple, not a band for me I like at all, and I don't like Rush mainly because of the vocals. Geddy Lee's vocals I just don't get on with at all. But to be fair, Robert doesn't know that, I don't think, because he's new to my channel, and he also chose an instrumental. But you know, it's just one instrumental in a whole catalogue of Geddy Lee sung songs. Isn't going to convince me to dive in any deeper. So thanks for choosing an instrumental for Rush. The song was okay, but it's not a band I will be pursuing any further. Pops and Clicks, another new channel for me. Chose a song The Not Forgotten by Skyblood from 2019, another Swedish metal band. Couldn't work out from the song whether this band has two vocalists or one guy that sings, just changes his voice style as he goes through the song, but it was a good song. Enjoyed that. The Rock Scout. He chose Argus, the band Wolves of Dusk. The song, sort of US doom laden heavy metal with epic vocals. Let's get Scott up to 1,000 subs soon. He deserves a lot more. Good friend of mine, obviously. So I'm very biased, but definitely deserves a lot more. Go and check out Scott's channel. In fact, obviously, check out all of these channels, but I'm not going to say that after every single one. Otherwise, it's going to be twice as long as it already is now. David F. Comments on videos, doesn't make them himself, so he's still a valued member of the VC. But he chose a Nightwish song again. I was pretty sure I wasn't going to like this. I'm not really a fan of the symphonic metal, as I've already mentioned. It's too folky and symphonic, and it kind of sounds like a soundtrack to some sort of Celtic movie. Not terrible. I mean, it's beautifully well done, beautifully produced, but just not something that I can listen to more than the song. The song was okay, but yeah, I won't be buying any Nightwish albums. The Dreadful Minutes, Rick, he chose a song called Black Rose from a band called Black Road. This is off a 2017 EP. I need to hear more, really. Not fully into the vocals, clean melodic female vocals. Again, which is an amazing voice, just not a style that I connect with my metal music. But maybe I need to hear a little bit more. So that's why that's been Amber. Trini Grooves. Now he chose a black metal song. I think this is the only one chosen that was a full-on black metal song, and it was it's Cradle of Filth, and I knew straight away I was going to hate it. And the fact that it was a 10-minute song, I thought, oh boy, that's going to be hard work. But do you know what? Bathory Aria is all right. I actually liked it. Could I imagine listening to that as a whole album? No, which is why I've put it as Amber. But I could listen to this song. I like the sort of the screamy vocals rather than the guttural, growly vocals. The music was okay as well. So it probably one of the biggest surprises of this whole exercise was a black metal song that I quite enjoyed. But again, I'm not going to dive in and start buying Cradle of Filth albums. So sorry about that. James Gregg, he won the Anthrax CD. He chose a French power metal outfit called Heavenly, and the song The Power and the Fury. Sounded of a lot of Halloween worship with much more modern sort of sounding production. Good song. Really sort of upbeat, galloping European power metal. And the last one, we got there in the end. Very late to the party with his entry, but he managed to get in nonetheless, and that's Lee, Noise Spectrum. Doesn't make videos too often these days, but I was delighted when he said he really wanted to enter my contest. He chose a song called Dirty Lady, Rated X. Now, I had to search for a lot of these songs. Dirty Lady Rated X wasn't available on YouTube, but you get some interesting search results when you type that in, I can tell you. And I'm sure my YouTube recommendations are going to change for the next couple of weeks, unfortunately. But there we go. But it's a good song. It's a hard rock song. Had a touch of the Thin Lizzies about it from 1983. I believe they're a German band. So that's it.
Let me just stop you there. You missed somebody. So Chris Howard, who is a regular contributor in the comments of my channel, doesn't make videos. He put in an entry for the Anthrax CD, and he chose the song Warfare by Clawfinger from 1993. And you are about halfway down the list around when I did Bev Clark Vision, and I skipped over you. I didn't notice until I started editing. So really sorry about that, but I want to make sure I don't miss anybody out because everybody's contribution was valuable to me. So Clawfinger, as you can see, is Amber. That is it's a Swedish funk metal outfit. I'm not really big on funk metal, I have to say. It's a good track in its own right. I enjoyed it in isolation, I guess, but I'm not sure I would last a whole album. But thanks, Chris.
Well, that's every song that was recommended and my very brief um, first impressions of each of those songs. I found it amazing that I had 55 songs, I think it is, something like that. No, 62 songs, 60 songs in total. Sorry, I can't count. I had 60 songs in total, and I'd only heard one of them before. And yeah, just it's been a blast listening to all of these. And I'm going to play these occasionally as a bit of a reminder. I've got the track listings in them as well, so I can keep going back. And there's a few albums and bands I'm definitely going to pursue a little bit deeper now. I really didn't want that question to be throwaway, people to recommend and then not give them any feedback or not listen to everything that people did. So this was a great way of making sure that I kept my promise, listened to those songs, and gave you the feedback for, you took the time to pick out a song for me to recommend, so I wanted to let you know. So whether it was a green, an amber or a red, I appreciated every single one of those recommendations, because sometimes knowing a band isn't for you makes it easier when you come across them. I don't have to worry because I thought, well, I've sampled that band, it's not for me. But there's plenty here that are. Again, if I didn't like your song, I'm sorry. It's nothing to do with you, nothing personal. It's just the song. It's just me. It's just opinions, and that's what we do this for, is to share our opinions, and we're never going to agree on everything. Now, I'm not going to leave a link to all of these channels below because it's going to take me all night to type them up. But every single one of these channels is either on the video entry playlist and on the song recommendation playlist as well. There'll be a link up there, there'll be a link down there, so you can see every single song, and then you can also get links to all those video makers that enter the contest. So if you want to check out their channels, I thoroughly recommend that you do. Great way to discover new channels, great way to discover new music. This has been a long one. I hope you enjoyed it. I can draw a line under my 1,000 subs now and go back to making my usual content. Thank you for watching. Thank you for participating. See you all again soon.